Hey, I think I figured it out.
Oh yeah? Found a way to transplant Murph's head onto a robot?
I wish. No, I mean, I figured out how we can finally get rid of the Jolly Green Jackoff.
Jolly Green Jackoff? Oh, Bradford. You got a plan to get rid of Bradford?
Yeah, well, who else would I be talking about?
Don't tease me, Shen.
All right, listen. We got this council report coming up, right?
Yeah, and Bradford's not going anywhere near it.
See, now that's a mistake.
Why?
You make Gollum's nutsack deliver all the bad news.
Huh.
You put him on the firing line, front and center, says I.
Yeah, but bad news? I mean, it's been a pretty smooth month, all things considered.
Yeah, tell that to Ruiz and Johnson over there in the sick bay.
It's actually a good point.
Hell, have Ruiz show up to the council meeting too. Wheel his ass in there.
That's just evil, Shen.
Hey, you want this guy gone or not?
Jeez, Shen.
What, too much?
You know, the truth is, it doesn't even need to be bad news.
Yeah. You get the Green Lantern of XCOM in front of the council and he'll bomb harder than that piece of crap movie ever did.
Exactly. On the season finale of XCOM War Stories, XCOM. Begging for money. Why? Because that's XCOM, baby.
Of course it's bullshit.
Of course it
What
is.
else would you expect?
I don't know, I just had something better with it.
Yes, but the problem isn't
you're not
this,
thinking.
Shen.
Did you guys see this memo from the commander? Am I the only one seeing this?
Of course we saw it.
So what? We have to present to the council. We do. I can't do that.
Appears to be what the commander is, well, commanding.
Isn't that his core responsibility? Like interface with the politician, keep the suits off our backs? I hate public speak. I can't do it. I can't.
Hey, just take it easy there, Bruce Banner's bitch.
I'm freaking out, Shen. I am freaking out.
Well, you better get it under control, because if you hulk out underground and destroy my facility, I'm gonna gamma radiate your dick off.
What?
It's a complicated Hulk joke. Never mind. Just don't freak out.
Oh man, my fingers are tingling. I'm starting to feel lightheaded.
Bradford?
I
Bradford?
think I'm gonna pass out.
Bradford, listen to my voice. Calm down. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Bradford, it's not public speaking. It's a council report. You won't even see their faces.
Right.
You'll stand up for a minute or two, recite some statistics, facts and figures, blah, 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 blah. I mean, seriously, Bradford, how can you ask our soldiers to go stand up in front of the aliens if you won't stand up in front and present to the council for one single minute?
You're right.
Of course.
I've got to do this. I can do it. I can do it.
Yes, you can, and you will. Now go put your presentation together and we can review it before the council meeting.
You do that?
Well, of course I would.
Hey, Bradford,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the commander if I can present my stuff right after you.
Oh. Why?
Well, after you get done sucking ass, I'll get up there and look like a rock star.
Oh man.
Yes, Shen.
Thanks advance for your service there, soldier.
Beginning with the attack on Baltimore, XCOM responded to 8 such events in the month of March. 4 were counter-abductions, 3 were UFO recovery raids, and a mission from this council. 6 of those 8 missions took place in North America. The other 2 were in Africa.
Yes, Commander.
Counselor?
Do you have an explanation for why they focused so heavily on North America?
Frankly, no, we're not sure. It could be that they're active in the other geographies and we're just not picking it up due to XCOM's current constraints around satellite coverage.
So you're admitting that it's likely the aliens attacked elsewhere, but that XCOM was unable to track their activities.
Well, I mean, yes, I'm acknowledging it's possible.
Interesting that you would say this, given how you have allocated XCOM's budget to this point, eh, Commander?
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Well, yeah, sure, we needed power at the base. We already had the elevator in place there at Cheyenne Mountain, and then we spotted access to a thermal vent down on level 3, so we decided to go for it. Started work on a thermal generator.
Dr. Shen, we heard earlier testimony that the commander did not feel he had sufficient satellite coverage.
Yeah?
Wasn't the decision to build an expensive thermal generator made at the expense of the satellite coverage he was complaining about?
We needed power, so...
So you chose a fancy power station over human labs in Asia, Europe, and South America.
Well, I mean... The commander said we needed power, so...
Our troops have neutralized 71 enemy combatants. Those 71 were comprised of 5 distinct alien subtypes. 43 were sectoids, 15 drones, 7 thin men, 3 outsiders, And most recently, a new species we're calling floaters. 3 of them.
Who is naming these things?
What's that, Counselor?
Nothing. Continue.
Well, okay. With the exception of the outsiders, they appear to work in small groups or pods made up of the same subspecies.
Yes, excuse me, Commander, if you could pause right there. I see on your report that you show 55 alien corpses in cold storage for further study. You said 71 enemy combatants were killed. What happened to the others? Yes, research has been moving slower than I would like. Slower than we all would like, I would say.
And who is to blame for this slow pace of the research?
To blame? I don't...
Do you feel your research team is getting the support it requires?
Well, I mean, I suppose things could always be better, but for the most part... How could things be better, Dr. Wallen? Oh, well, okay. Funding for additional scientists and laboratories, of course. What else, Doctor? I hesitate to say this because I'm aware of how challenging field operations can be. It's okay. Say it, Doctor. Okay, well, I asked that our soldiers refrain from using the grenades and the rockets to prevent the destruction of invaluable research assets.
She said that like one
They
time.
have mostly disregarded my repeated requests.
Oh, come on.
Isn't it true that a group of these soldiers even call themselves the, quote, Explosion Brothers? I've heard this, yes, this is true. Isn't that some kind of slap in the face to you, Dr. Wallen? Don't you find it offensive and disrespectful that not only have they chosen to ignore you, but they've given themselves an idiotic name that almost seems to taunt you? Huh. Interesting.
Offensive and disrespectful? They should hear what those guys did to Payne's mom, eh, Commander?
Shut up, Shen.
On March 1st, were you not explicitly asked by Dr. Wallen to instruct the soldiers under your command to avoid the use of explosives?
Yes.
And yet, 16 of the 71 alien combatants your soldiers killed were killed with explosives.
Well, yeah, that's true, but in circumstances where my soldiers' lives are at risk, they have the green light
You're
to...
saying that under your command, your soldiers' lives are at risk 22% of the time?
22%? I don't follow.
16 grenade kills divided by 71 total kills, that's 22%, Commander.
Oh, is it? 16 divided by 70.
It's basic maths, Commander.
Okay, all right, 22%. Is that high or something? I mean, it sounds like you're trying to say that sound. Is it high? It sounds like you're saying it sounds high.
Oui, it is way too high.
No. I mean, okay.
This council is beginning to question your grasp of basic concepts like percentages and probabilities.
Well, good news. You didn't appoint me to be a math nerd. You made me the commander of XCOM, so... I mean, what?
Are you serious? Analyzing probabilities and risk is the most important part of your job.
It is?
Obviously, the big challenge as we've responded to these attacks has been learning not only the aliens' capabilities, but our own as well. This month, we used 26 different soldiers in the field. That's basically 26 rookies who cut their teeth in the month of March. And I'm happy to report that we didn't lose a single soldier.
That is amazing.
Thank you, Counselor. Yeah, the 26 soldiers amassed a total of 31 promotions, and this has enabled us to begin specializing around our soldier skill sets. So now in the barracks we have 3 snipers, 4 scouts, 2 rocketeers, 3 gunners, 3 medics, 3 engineers, 3 assaults, and 5 infantry.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
You have a beautiful singing voice, Counselor.
Freaking nerds, man.
As far as rank goes, we have 15 privates, 19 specialists, and now 8 lance corporals on staff.
Impressive. It sounds like you're building something special. Now, who are your highest ranking soldiers?
Oh, our lance corporals, Patterson, Carroll, Liros, Rodriguez, Stewart, Gromit, Nacho Ramses, and Peter Van Dorn.
Wasn't this Peter Van Dorn? He was some kind of a general or something like this.
Jeez, we already covered this in a previous episode. Keep up.
That's right, yeah, he was a UN general. It doesn't exactly line up really well with XCOM, so we bumped him down to Lance Corporal.
I like that. It shows you're running things. Very impressive, Bradford.
Oh, wow, thank you, Counselor.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, yeah, if you've done your math, you can see we've got 42 soldiers in the barracks.
Is this a power play?
What do you mean, Commander?
Currently, we can call on 39 out of the 42 at a moment's notice.
It is. It's a power play. He's doing basic math. He's trying to signal to them that he can do my job.
The other 3 are in the infirmary. I'm happy to report they're going to be able to recover from wounds sustained in the field.
This sly bastard.
So over the entire month, let's talk about that. Over the entire month, 4 soldiers were admitted to the
I
infirmary.
didn't think he had it in
2
him.
of those, Chris Ruiz and Luke Johnson, had to spend significant time in recovery. However, all are expected to make a full recovery.
Unbelievable.
I see in the report here that Ruiz was hit while executing a controversial maneuver called lightning reflexes.
That's right, sir. Ruiz was one of the first soldiers to be trained with that ability.
Oh, I see.
Unfortunately, from our research, it's not going to work 100% of the time, and we're still working out the kinks.
There's a kinks, you said?
It doesn't mean much for Ruiz, I know that. I am racked with guilt over what happened to him, and I take full responsibility.
That is so refreshing to hear. None of this passing the buck stuff. You're a credit to XCOM, Central Officer Bradford.
I appreciate that, Counselor, but really, it's guys like Ruiz. They're the real heroes.
Well said, Bradford. It's clear you care for each of your soldiers, and that you're doing what you can to give them the best chance at not only surviving, but thriving. It's an example I'd call on everyone at XCOM to emulate, especially those in leadership roles.
Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me.
Commander, after much deliberation and debate, the Council has decided to continue funding for XCOM operations for another month.
Okay.
XCOM has been granted unprecedented operational jurisdiction, and our job is to make sure that authority is being used responsibly.
Well, I can assure you that I can...
And so it is incumbent upon us to state that we have grave concerns about your capacity as a leader.
Me?
Yes. Serious questions linger over how you've allocated funding and your ability to assess risk.
Wait, the math thing?
Casting further doubt are those professionals that you've surrounded yourself
Well, if
with.
you're referring to Bradford, we can finally agree, because he's a piece of
Dr. Vollen doesn't inspire confidence that she can fast-track research projects or command the respect of soldiers at XCOM in the field.
Babetown, though. I mean, you gotta give her that.
And Dr. Shen, well, the word psychopath comes to mind.
You make that sound like it's a bad thing.
There were some members of the council that wanted to curb your funding or possibly eliminate the XCOM project altogether.
After a month?
But lucky for you, the monthly review ended on a high note when Central Officer Bradford stepped up to save the day. His tactical acumen, level-headed leadership, empathy and concern for the soldiers under his command, well, I dare say you've got a winner there, Commander. Lean on him.
Is this real? Are you pranking me?
Yes, it's real. Most of us were very impressed.
This is Bradford we're talking about, right? Wait a second. You said most of us?
Yes, well, the Japanese aren't huge Bradford fans.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why I love the Japanese. Konnichiwa.
In fact, the Japanese have decided to pull all funding and to leave the council completely.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they do not like Bradford. Something about Bradford whitewashing Hans Gruber killing a Japanese businessman back in the 1980s. It was confusing, but the end result was Japan is pulled out of the council.
You have to be kidding me.
Look, it's not great, Commander, I get that, but the remaining council nations were so impressed by Bradford that we've awarded XCOM an A+ for March. Yes, that's maximum funding for XCOM, Commander. Congratulations. Spend it wisely and tell that young man Bradford we'll be watching his career with great interest.
I think I'm gonna puke.
This is an incredible update, Commander.
Yeah, well, what can I say? They put a lot of faith in my leadership ability.
Well, I'll say that faith is well placed as far as I'm concerned, sir.
Yeah, well, it's not all good news there, Captain Kissass.
Wait, did I get promoted to captain?
Japan pulled their funding and left the council.
What? Why would Japan leave the council?
Well, in a word, Bradford.
Me?
Yeah, you.
What did I do?
They're not big Bradford fans over there.
So they let the
but on
council...
the plus side, I learned the Japanese word for douchebag. Uzai Yaro.
They called me a douchebag?
Yeah, that and a bunch of other stuff, Bradford. You really botched that presentation, you know that?
I thought I killed.
The council specifically called you out and said they'd be watching you very closely from this point forward.
I'm honestly horrified. Like, what can I do to fix it?
I don't know that you can fix it, Bradford. You're a PR disaster over there.
It's like the opposite of that indie song, Big in Japan.
What?
It's a good song, Shen, but never mind that. Listen, what you need to focus in on is a PR campaign. Something to get the people behind you there, Bradford.
Hold on. Public relations? I've actually been thinking about something along those lines.
I've warned you about thinking, Bradford.
Like, we found an official organization for our most vocal supporters.
Huh. All right, go on.
Well, you know, Commander, like, over the course of March, I've been tasked with monitoring internet chatter.
Right.
And while most people just seem to kind of ignore what we're doing here, and there's a few that are just kind of hostile and honestly just kind of
They
dicks,
sound like my kind of
but
people.
there are a few that we've actually flagged as allies. And I say we show them some love by inscripting them into what I call the Civilian Operations and Communications Corps.
It's a good idea, Bradford.
Codename Cock.
Wait a second.
It's perfect, Bradford. Keep going, baby.
Oh,
All
boy.
right. Look, there have been about 75 commenters on our YouTube propaganda content. Most of those have made one or two posts, but there were a handful that got really vocal in their support. Actively engaged, that kept morale up, encouraged XWS to keep on going in the fight.
Probably helped with that freaking YouTube algorithm as well, huh?
The first group commented on about a third of the XWS content. Those are the Corporals of Cock.
All right, we might have to workshop that.
And they are Andreas Rodriguez, Coco VA, Colonel Deathray. He's kind of like the Cock version of Van Dorn because he's going to get a lower rank now that he's actually an XWS.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled.
Giancomo Maluzzi, Jordan Stearns, Kyle Sentient, Scott G, and something at any rate, probably.
You seem oddly prepared for this. Are you actually going to read out all these
The
names?
second group commented on about half of the XWS episodes and have been awarded the civilian rank of sergeant. And they are Helig Kate, Luke Johnson, Mike B, and T. Lanford.
Okay, so you are reading them. This is like a kindergarten graduation ceremony.
Truly a great job by these people.
Then we've got the super heavy hitters. These are the guys in the community that commented on like 90% of the stuff we posted. They're the tech sergeants of March. Ben Vaterless, J Feather 31, and Paint Sight.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Best of the best right there, for sure.
Seriously, couldn't have done it without them.
All right, freaking pump the brakes, Bradford. I think we could have done it without them.
Well,
All right, but anyways,
perhaps.
Tech Sergeant, that's the best we got to offer?
I'm glad you asked that, sir. Those promotions that we've listed, those are the enlisted ranks.
Yeah, I'm familiar with how ranks work, Bradford.
I was thinking if those commenters are also on the Discord, then they're immediately bumped up to their equivalent officer rank. So a corporal would be a lieutenant, a sergeant would be a captain, a tech sergeant would be a major.
Yeah, I like that.
And actually, that reminds me, we've held back a special rank for Davidov for setting up the Discord server. So he's actually going to start the April season, as the only colonel of Cock.
Sure, he'll be very excited to tell his friends and family.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's a good idea, Bradford.
Wow, thank
So
you.
let's move ahead with it.
okay.
Let's see if we can use this to foster a tighter community in Season 2.
Yes, sir.
Now raise a glass. Here's to the Civilian Operations and Communications Corps.
To the cock.
To Cock.
Well, that's the end of the season, my dear friends. Should we keep going? I think we should. On the next season of XCOM War Stories, Ruiz gets out of the infirmary.
Ruiz, it is great to see you out of the infirmary. How are you doing?
Spectacular. Good as new.
That's great.
Seriously, the therapies and the treatments, they've been amazing.
And mentally, are you ready to get back in the field?
Is Miss Mississippi sleeping with her sister's stepfather?
What?
Never mind. It means yes, I'm ready for operations.
Miss.
It's a saying that makes sense if you come from the world of youth pageantry, okay, Bradford?
Okay.
Meanwhile, the council missions get weirder and harder.
Any questions? No? Good. Operation Friends in Low Places is a go. Sky Ranger's gonna be wheels up in 10 minutes. Grab your gear. Good luck.
No, I got friends in low places
Once
where
you
the
gotta stop
whiskey
singing, man.
drowns. Oh, Barrera, come on now. That's just a classic country song. You gotta
Sure,
admit
yeah,
that.
man, right. The whiskey flows, the beer chases your blues away, you'll be okay.
Oh, all right. So you do know the lyrics.
Except you're not gonna be okay, you dumb freaking redneck.
Damn, Barrera.
We're going on this mission, who knows what's gonna happen, man?
Well, look on the bright side, Barrera. If we die trying to rescue some triad gangster piece of shit, at least we'll bleed out in a cemetery. That's gotta save some time and money on a funeral, right?
Huh, that's definitely a silver lining I wasn't thinking about, Patterson. Good job, man.
And Dr. Shen keeps looking for ways to cut corners.
You friggin' idiot! How many times are you gonna drop that damn thing?
It's not my
Oh,
fault, Bob.
jeez, Murph. You nearly amputated Sully's legs again. Friggin' gross. Alright, well, don't just stand there. Someone get Sully up to sickbay so we don't have to hear his whining. And the rest of you cave-dwelling freaks, get that mess cleaned up. I don't want anyone slipping on Sully's blood and falling down the elevator shaft like last time.
Hey, you heard the man.
Hey, Murph, you moron! Reset the accident clock.
What do I gotta do?
Actually, belay that order. I want to do some weapon testing on the new laser rifle before we hit reset. Just go stand over there by that wall and put that apple on your head.
Screw that shit. I ain't doing that.
Ah, quit your bitching. You'll be fine, Murph. Shut up now. I'm gonna shoot.